Hey, Happy New Year, y'all. What's going on? What's good? I'm glad that everybody, has definitely, made it to 2019. Just wanted to wish everybody a happy New Year, you know. Hopefully everyone's doing good. I'm glad that, despite the midnight gunshots and hopefully not too much chaos, we're alive in the land of the living. So just welcome to 2019, everyone. And it's just a real blessing for, just to see everybody, you know. Today, I just really wanted to do just kind of like a really a open hang, just something, something beautiful, not all glorious and everything, just something nice, just a good fellowship. Because I know you guys definitely jammed out. When it came to the New Year's, maybe some of y'all went to church, maybe some of y'all, went out, maybe some of y'all just stayed home. But either way, we're just blessed to definitely be, in the new year. And yeah, I just wanted to, just kind of do this hangout for, just for a few reasons. One, because, um, I've been looking at my channel for some time and I've been thinking to myself, you know what? I think it's time to really take the things that we're doing to just more of a different level. Instead of being, a bit more random with hangouts, I'm going to go ahead and try to do something on a weekly basis, and this has a lot to do with people who end up still following us. I still get calls and emails from people, um, and they have said that they just want to, remain anonymous and things as usual. And so I'm really pushed to really think of what I can do to just pretty much enhance, the ministry that God's given all of us. And and in one of those ways that I'm doing it is not just to try to do something on a weekly basis, which goes back to teaching and things. Um, but another thing I'm really trying to do is I've been talking about this for quite some time, man. Uh, and that is my book. I'm right now in the process of publishing, my book, my first book, Christian Hebrew Conversations for Spouses and Loved Ones. And I started this book back in April. And I figured that, I've seen people put out plenty of books, you know, but I figured that if I'm going to go ahead and do something like that, well, I really did have a lot of people that I talked to in mind, try to put myself in their, yeah, let me put this on, take the vibrate off. I know y'all get sick of hearing that. Um, but yeah, I really think about the people and I put myself in their shoes. And I think to myself, if I don't know any of this stuff, how do I end up conveying it to people who really don't know much about the Hebrew movement? And so the first scenario that I thought about was a spouse and their loved one, right? A spouse and their other spouse, because that's the main kind of people that, I get a lot of emails from. And from them, there, I give them my phone number and we get to talking all over the states, all over the country. I think even some people from out the country. But yeah, and so I tried to make my book that it's going to be released. I'm going to try to release it within mid-February, and the setting is going to be with a spouse and a loved one. That is the way that the book is going to be outlined, where you can basically open up the book and just kind of go through some very real concerns between one who is a Christian and one who is a professing Hebrew. It's not going to be a book that's, turn to page 725. No, it's like under 200 pages. And so there's a brief summary, a brief introduction to stuff. And then from there, it's just a lot of my notes that have been, a bit more, uh, I would say, not watered down, but simplified. How do you take apples and turn them into applesauce? So it's not going to be anything in and over people's head. It's going to have a flow. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the kind of impact and the fruit that could actually come from, people actually taking, the book and simply reading it. And it is going to be something where, it won't teach you everything, but it'll teach you enough to at least have a conversation with your loved one that'll cause them to stop and think, you know? So the first book isn't going to have everything in it. I could say a lot more about that, but, before I continue to yap on and things, I do have some people, in the room with me. You know, Brother SOC, Servant of Christ. And also, I have, someone here. It's unknown, but I know who it is. This is Raquel. She seems to join the hangout as well. Before I even say anything else, you guys can, definitely greet us. And yeah, it's just a open hang.
Well, awesome. Thank you, brother. So real. I mean, I'd be calling you Pastor. Pastor, so real. Let me quit. Let me quit. But yes. My name is Raquel. Man, I don't even know what to say. Again, I'm just humbled to be on here. I have been a big fan of you, bro, for quite some time. I've been following you on your YouTube channel, and uh, not just watching on your channel, but also seeing you in a physical sense, just, serving Jesus and, being the leader that you are out in the community. And I've been watching you from afar on that as well. And, bro, I just want to say, the kingdom has definitely gained somebody that's, just precious and full of value. And it's just been an honor to be your friend and sister for all this time. We go way back. Um, I, how can I say this? This is a new year, and I'm excited to learn more. For the longest time I've been your friend, I had no idea that, God has given you such the passion, the gift, and the anointing to open up people's eyes when it comes to the Hebrew Israelite stuff. Um, I have had encounters with Hebrew Israelite people. I have friends that are Hebrew Israelites, and I see that their mind is just so sucked into this belief, this religion, this cult, and it's very sad. And all I see is a lot of our black brothers just so broken, being sucked into this religion because they're so broken, and there is really no leadership when it comes to a broken man in churches and stuff. But that's just my personal opinion from my experience. No disrespect to any other churches out there, but I've had history with churches, and I don't see the healing and ministry that a lot of our brothers need. And so that's why they're getting sucked into this Hebrew Israelite movement. And brother So Real, I just appreciate you opening up, not only my eyes, but other people's eyes as well that are not even knowing this. I mean, it's just insanely crazy. So I'm watching, I'm happy to learn. I'm a big fan, and congratulations on your book that's to come. Let us know when it comes out. I don't know if you're going to do a digital or a physical copy. Keep us posted with that, brother. That'd be so awesome. But I won't talk for much longer. I just want to say, really appreciate what you're doing, man. Like I said, it's funny to me. It's like almost a funny joke because as long as I've known you, I had no idea you were battling the good fight of faith against this, you know, kind of at another time. So I don't know. You're awesome. Just want to say that. And thank you for inviting me on. I appreciate your insight. Hopefully, I can give you some insight, anyone else that's on here. Um, and, to God be the glory. Let the Lord have his way.
Cool. I can't even begin to say like how I really do appreciate that, and it's just, whatever kind of ministry that, that God definitely puts in you, by the end of the day, he really does want you to be used by him to just be a light to heal and reconcile people, you know, and then however he has you do that, you know, you make sure that you do it, you know, and anybody can, you know, anyone can do, you know, the things that I'm doing, you know what I mean? I'm not anybody special, you know, and I think I heard one brother, he's a Hebrew dude, but he's more Christian. He said, you know, I'm just a vessel, nobody special, you know, and it's I think that one thing that really keeps people going, you know, is that when you get joy out of seeing people be healed from certain situations, or, you know, they have a point of clarity and it causes them to go in a different direction, you know, or at least they've truly been like reconciled to God from their sins and things like, and you help them with that, you know, and that's one thing that I think just, you know, just as followers of Christ, man, that really, you know, just keeps us going, you know, that, you know, by the end of the day, you look back in your life and you try to see how many people that you try to heal and help. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it. I don't, like I said, I don't know everything. And as I continue to learn, I like to just continue to teach and grow with people. But, you know, so the SOC, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, So Real? Thanks for having me on.
Man, so what's good with you, man?
It's been a long time since you and I had a conversation, hasn't it? Feels like forever, man.
I know. You know, you definitely you know, you definitely been doing your thing with your channel, bro. And you know, and at first I think we definitely sort of talking a lot. We would join you know, Mama Cherry's hang out a lot, you know. But yeah, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just, you know, preaching the gospel, helping people understand the Bible. That's my goal. And I know that's your goal as well, just to bring people closer to Christ. And it's wonderful to hear that sister say that, you know, it was an influence, that you had an influence. And that's what I think is most special about what we do when we teach the scriptures is not that it's focused on us, but it's very encouraging to us. And like I was saying, I think a while back on one of my hangouts, one of my studies is that when we hear individuals being affected by the word of God and being the fact that we are preaching the word of God, it gives them, it gives us a lot of encouragement. I think a lot of people aren't understanding when it comes to anytime we teach the Bible or teach the scriptures, everybody feels like, oh, they just have it all together. No, you know, I'm sure that book didn't come together, that you're writing didn't come together overnight. I'm sure that you had many conversations with individuals and it was spurred on by a lot of interesting dialogue. In the same way that the Bible studies I work on, you know, they don't just come up overnight. It's prayer. It's sometimes doubt whether you have the right information or not. And so when you hear someone say, my life was affected by how the Lord used you, then it's a re-encouragement or a reignitement of, hey, you know what? Thank you, Lord. And it just gives you that boost of, I know I'm doing the Lord's will. So, you know, that's it. That's all I had pretty much to say. And God bless you, So Real, for everything that you're doing, and continue to preach the gospel, man.
Definitely, man. And you know what? You probably been told this before, but I love your voice. I'm pretty sure that's probably like adding you a little bit of trouble.
No, not at all,
you know?
actually. No
oh, good. Man, you know. But okay. Well, seeing that Sister Beatrice has popped on, you know, we just gonna put you on the spot. You know, what's good with you?
Hey y'all, can you hear me? I don't have my great mic on.
What's going on, Beatrice?
What's going on, Jordan? That's an inside joke between the two of us. Yeah. Not much is going on. I'm kind of like, wow. Well, Jordan and I kind of talked a little bit, but so really, I haven't talked to you in a minute. So just want to jump in and fellowship for a moment.
That's cool.
Oh, wait, hello? Is she breaking up on y'all's end?
She broke up a little bit.
I'm gonna mute and see if I can get a better mic.
Okay.
Well, however you sound good now. you
Oh,
know.
okay. I stopped moving, so maybe that might help.
All right.
You can't dance and talk at the same time.
I can't dance and dance at the same time.
Dude, somebody better cut a move something. Nah, man. But dang, before I go on, let me check the chat. Let me see what's on the chat here real quick. Dang, we got Jonathan O'Neill. What's good with you, man? And we got Carmel Crunk. She says, "Hey Saints, what's going on?" And I think we got a brother in here named John Doe. John Doe, what's good, man?
Shalom, shalom.
Oh, this is not John Doe. This is, I believe it's Rabbi Lewis, man. But yeah, you can definitely chill with us for a bit. But you know, another thing that I did want to say is, you know, when it comes to 2019 this year, one thing that another thing that I really do want to do is I want to actually begin to go to some of these churches that people call me from out of state, because I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot more things go on off air than on air. I have in my email archive right now tons of emails. If I were to read you the stuff that I get, that, once again, I can't ever, talk about on air all like that. Can't even say the people's names, keep it up. If I were to really divulge the stuff, people would have a very different view about hangouts in general. And so I kind of thought to myself, sometime last year, there's a good brother, Jamal Thompson. He comes in every once in a while, and him and a few other people had spoken to me, and they said, you know what, we would love for you to, just come on down and do just to take some time with our congregation for 3 days, and share some stuff. And I really have been thinking about doing that, really going from, one state to another state, whenever I can, and really actually building just congregations, just teaching wise, and it is, one of our ways that we're basically trying to, hold the saints together. There's a lot of people out there that do get swept away in movements, and people think that, oh, well, it's not that bad. They get in it and all of a sudden they can come out. No. I remember there was a time where someone got stuck in there for 7 years. You won't believe the madness that they went through, how they separated themselves from their family, totally isolated, quit their job, would not be able to read the Bible except when the other spouse is there teaching them. Abusive incidents, and a lot more things that I really can't talk about that much. But for one, 7 years is a long time, and that's just one individual. Or other individuals who have been, married for some plus decades, and within 1 year, their spouse is gone, including, trying to get their children back. So yeah, there's some really just unnecessary things that happen to churches. I remember a few years back, there was a church in Florida, a nice little Reformed church in Florida somewhere, and they lost about 12 to 19 of their elders at their church because they all went into the Hebrew movement, and the pastor did not know what to say. And I actually got to kind of sit in on an off-air hangout and listen to this pastor and just hear how he didn't know about a lot of the things that were going on when it came to the heresies of our day that are, picking away at the saints of the church. And of course, when it comes to the Black community, the Black Hebrew is like code. That's like the code of our day. And so, yes, I definitely would love to really just kind of build with other churches, and I think also it'd be pretty cool if, if we would actually meet each other face to face, just like I met G-Con earlier last year. I think it was sometime during, I want to say either July, September, because he does a lot of truck driving. And he came through Pennsylvania one time, and me and him ended up bowling. Matter of fact, it's on my channel. We ended up talking for a few hours. We were bowling everything, and it was just good to see him face to face, man. My big boy G-Con. And after that, he got in his big truck, and he had to continue to go on wherever he went. And he's from Missouri, and I'm from Pittsburgh. You know, but I love travel. I love meeting people. And yeah, I definitely would love maybe perhaps, I don't know, maybe in July or August where just a good bit of us will actually kind of get together. And who knows what we might be able to, really do and what kind of, what kind of impact and morale that would do, not only to people who are suffering behind the curtains, but to just other churches in general. And I just think that, we have more power than what we perceive. And so, like I said, these are things that I am setting out to do. I've traveled before. You know what I mean? I've went out of state before to do very similar things, even though it was only one time. But I'm definitely willing to do that a lot more. And of course, I will be bringing my book. Seeing how that would go. I'm gonna really try to have some digital copies and things, and maybe depending on how good it'll do, maybe by summer I'll have some hard copies. But those are things that I'm willing to do, and if anyone is willing to kind of build with me to just kind of see where that would go, I truly think that would be a very fruitful venture. But before I even go on even more, like I said, I kind of see, hold on, who else ended up joining? I see a completely black box. Oh, no, wait, no, that's okay. That's Raquel, I'm sorry. But yeah. Yeah, other than that, anyone want to say anything else or anything? Those are just some things that are just kind of on my heart and stuff.
I just want to say real quick, brother. I think that would be a wonderful idea for God to use you in such a like a whole new capacity now, where you're just working alongside churches and just making them aware of what's going on. Um, I'm a ministry leader. I've done ministry for so many years and still currently doing it, inside a church, outside. And I'm finding out as a leader that the things that are behind the four walls are sometimes so overwhelming that we don't have enough time to see what's going on outside. And of course, where do sheep come from? They come from the outside in, out of the wilderness into the light. And when new people are coming in, you may not know their background, you don't know their story, but obviously there's a universal truth, which is we're all broken. But some people have different types of brokenness. Sometimes it's not about I'm sick or I need a job. Sometimes it's, I've come from a background where um, things weren't right at home and I'm not getting the love or affirmation I need. So let me come inside the church and see if I can get that there. And when us as leaders are not meeting that need, of course, we're not God. We're supposed to just, be an example of Christ. But a lot of things sometimes are very overwhelming, and it's an unknown factor. It's an unknown thing, almost like a Trojan horse. So when people like that come in and we're not prepared as leaders to handle and adapt to that, we lose sheep and they go to a place, a cult, a person, or organization where it's like they feed them the lies. They pump into them, hey, we'll affirm you. We know you've been broken. We know you've been in the jail system. We know that you weren't getting what you needed at home. We know that you weren't being recognized, but we'll recognize you here. We'll lift you up here. We'll give you everything you need here. We'll give you like the um, validation of honor here. And that's what I see a lot of with the Hebrew Israelites is a lot of the men are so broken, and we get a few of them into the church and we don't know how to handle it properly. We don't have the education or insight on how to deal with that. And I think that your ministry would be such a blessing to, us and other leaders out there, other churches out there, just to make us more educated and more aware of what's going on outside of the world, because we're losing a lot of people to this. And we should have an understanding why, not a judgment where, okay, they're a cult, they're evil, get out of there. But we have to have understanding when it comes to the psychology of people. We have to have an understanding. We have to have God's wisdom, and we have to understand everyone comes from different backgrounds. And for you to want to do this and travel, even out of state, you're a passionate man, that will open up so much of our eyes as leaders, because a lot of times the enemy will use things like this as a Trojan horse, and will take down a whole ministry somewhat and suck people out. I've had a brother in, Hebrew Israelite come into the church I know, and saw that, oh, the pastor isn't affirming you. The pastor ain't telling you the truth. The pastor's not making you well aware of the Old Testament and the New. Come here. We'll build you up. We got you. And we lose people just like that. Blink of an eye. And us as leaders were sitting there saying, what just happened? What was that a Trojan horse? I wasn't expecting that. I thought this was an unsuspecting person, whoever they may be. Seemed cool, interesting garb, but hey, we don't judge, come as you are. But I think I just lost a portion of my congregation to something that I was not educated on, that I was not aware of. And I think, brother, that would be so helpful to so many of us. But I just pray that us as leaders in the four walls would be like, okay, God sent this individual, and whatever group, a team of people will be, your fortitude by your side, to really open our eyes and see what's going on out there. Because like I said, with everything else that goes on in our churches, we're already overwhelmed as it is. I'm a very honest leader. We're already overwhelmed. Not only are we dealing with, people with broken homes and sickness and all that stuff, and wanting to get somewhere, we're dealing with mental health. We're overwhelmed. And then now to have, this cult that's sucking up people out of it, and we don't know anything that's going on. I think that'll be an awesome blessing to get the education. And God bless you, brother. I pray God blesses your journey and continues to use you powerfully to help all types of leadership in this, because as much as it's important for the four walls to know, it's also important for us on the outside to know what's going on too. So I say go for it, bro. Pray, always be prayerful. And I just say you definitely need a strong team of people that got your back for this, because you're going up against higher levels of warfare that other people do not have the anointing, call, or understanding for. You need you a strong team. So, pray about that. Ask the Lord send you the right people that got your back, because this is powerful. You're going to be setting more lives free. I'm just now kind of coming into this, but just imagine how God's going to excel you even more and open up the eyes of others, and more people you'll set free from this mindset, So I'm excited, bro. This you know what? You got my support 100%, because we need people like you. We need it. We do.
Definitely. Shoot, that's one thing that I'm not even used to. All like that is really like, that kind of support. I mean, of course there's people that will say a thing or two, but that is definitely one thing that's huge. And like I said, I'm I don't do anything by myself. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's like I said, I've dealt with just a few people, and it has given me hope. It's not like a hopeless situation. It definitely isn't. I've dealt with people who eventually have left. There's been whole families that have left, and so that definitely gives me hope. And I definitely do want to just just kind of multiply that. There are ways to, pretty much kind of help people out of that stuff. And to be honest, it's one thing for us to definitely, I think like get together and really start to kind of meet with certain churches and kind of groom them and teach them, which I think that's great, as a first step. But to be even more honest, the one of the bigger goals that I don't know if this will ever be achieved, but of course it'll have a lot to do with all of you guys. I think eventually, what if, we really did kind of, help certain churches out there to the point where, there begin to be like some kind of evangelization back. Like we actually, help those who are actually in the movement and get them back. And I'm talking about just, functioning as a whole as a church. I think that would be something very eye opening. And like I said, the things I'm talking about, these things ain't going to make the news, ain't looking for no fame or glory or nothing. But I think that would be interesting to the point where just like the IUIC and the IESUPK and all these other churches or false places, they pretty much, stand out on the street and they get people in. I thought, what if we equip and educate, and bless, the churches that are here so much that they begin to do the same thing back and actually get those people out of the movement and back into the arms of Christ, back into the communion of the church. That's even further on. I think that would be really interesting, and so, yeah, like my mind, it really does travel when it comes to like the things that like we can actually do. I mean, if you really build up a church enough, imagine the influence that they can have on cults. I remember hearing a story, just a little church history. I remember, there was a Orthodox church that actually evangelized I want to say it was not a Presbyterian church, but I think it was a Episcopal church, or the Episcopal church turned into an Orthodox church because it has so much influence on it. So I just kind of look at like how people can really be so influential that, yeah, they can affect, whole masses of people, and of course, I think one of the coolest things that would be for us as a body of believers is, perhaps, I don't know, maybe within a few years or something like that, I really wouldn't mind traveling to Jerusalem. It's one thing to teach about these things, but after a while, the people that you teach and you learn from, I think it really would be cool if, I don't know, maybe within, 5 years from now or whatever, that we actually like went to Jerusalem together. It's one thing to read about the word, but then it's another thing to say, let's go to Ephesus. So like I said, like for 2019, I really am just, just not for myself, obviously, but just definitely always for the sake of others, really trying to like step out and really, I think, just in our lifetime, just taking our faith to, a place that has never been, and to do something you never did to get what you never got, And so, like I said, I just really hope, I hope everyone's really just definitely having a really blessed outlook on their year, like I am, just on some personal goals. I'm pretty sure everyone's trying to get back in the gym. I am definitely, doing my push-ups and sit-ups today. Definitely trying to keep the house more clean and things, and just trying to start out with a strong foot. But yeah, these are some of the things that I've been really thinking about, and I just wanted to share with you all, and just like you guys been sharing with me, and just kind of pass it on even more. If there's anybody on a panel or anything that want to pretty much kind of share, some things that you might want to try to do this year, or just certain, little insight on something that you're trying to learn about in the Word. I know for me, for example, I am very, very soon in my teaching series that I'll be doing on Hangouts and things very soon. I am going to go ahead and do a teaching series on the book of Hebrews. So you guys look out for that. I get more and more excited about my notes when I learn about the background of that epistle, the kind of Jewish communities that were around. I'm like, oh, snap. This one epistle actually hits two birds with one stone. It speaks to, the Christian community of like who Christ is, a deeper understanding of just through the Old Testament and through the New Testament, those kind of things. And then, of course, it really speaks to the professing Hebrew community, because of that book. I'm not going to get into all the details, but I got really excited. I'm like, oh my goodness, it is so theologically ironic that the book of Hebrews disproves the Hebrew roots movement. I'm like, what the heck? Someone beat us to the punch, thousands of years ago. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to go through it chapter after chapter. And also, I'm going to be doing a chapter hangout. You know what I mean? Just one random chapter at a time. But you guys got to definitely email me and just let me know, certain things that you like me to touch on. Let's definitely grow together. These are some new ventures that I'm going to be doing. And, if anyone wants to join me on those hangouts for those days, definitely let me know. But yeah, other than that, that was pretty much it. Of course, this hangout wasn't going to be all day because I know that, people got things to do. But if you guys are just tuning in now, I strongly encourage you to definitely rewind this thing to the beginning. Andrew Hooper, what's going on? I see you, man. I see you. But yeah, before anything else, I'll definitely. Oh, okay. What's up, Royalty? What's good, Miss Piggy? I see you. What's going on, y'all? But before I end up just handing it, I'm gonna just kind of hand it over a bit. If anybody else, just wants to kind of say anything, anything that anyone said to kind of spark some things, you feel free to chime in anytime. Like I said, it's just an open hang. You know what I mean? No pressure. Just an open hang.
Hey, one of the reasons that I jumped on is that I heard you talking about your book, and I have been excited about your book for a while. Is this microphone better? I changed one.
Yeah, you good. You good. We can hear you. Yeah.
And I've been super excited about that. And I had told you probably privately in the past that I definitely want to help sponsor your book, help sponsor some giveaways when you launch, and however you want to set that up or give away. I definitely want to purchase some books and give them back to you, sew them back to you so that you can have some giveaways as a way to get them out there for free. And so however you want to do that. And so I definitely want to support you in that. I think it's going to be an awesome resource. I remember very early on in the very beginning of being introduced to this doctrine, and you kind of looking for people who were addressing this, who had some type of coherent response. And thankfully, people like you were out there addressing the issues that some people have. And I just want to sew back into that and give that as a resource for other people. So that was one of the reasons that I heard, you were saying that would be coming out soon, and I'm very excited about that. So I definitely want to support you in that arena. So just get in touch with me when you want to do that and how you want to do that, and just let me know. And I am definitely going to support you in that endeavor.
Word, man. Well, thank you. Shoot. No, what's your number? No, I quit. I'm playing. You can email me the number and things, and tell everybody I said, hey, how many kids you got?
One.
Yeah.
One young one. So yeah, I mean, I'll text you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So You know,
Cool, cool.
yeah, I'll text you every now and then when I have something, but
Right,
but
definitely, definitely.
I'll text you. So however you want to do it, just let me know, and I'm going to help you try and, I'm no publisher or anything, but I'm gonna help you get out some giveaways and stuff like that.
Right, right. And
Yeah.
the reason why I asked how many kids you got and things like that and things, because I know for a fact that like motherhood, oh my gosh, like that's a job all in itself. And just the fact that decided to like take some time out to really just go ahead and support, like I don't take that lightly. I don't. So I just from my heart, I say thank you. I don't take it lightly at all. And if anybody wants to help, like I said, I'm not doing this for the money or nothing like that. I respect all help. Especially if you're a parent, like that's big to me. So I definitely don't take that lightly. So thank you so very much. Yeah. Other than that, I ain't gonna leave quote unquote John Doe out. You know what I mean? Hey, if you didn't want to say anything, man, you just wanted to, pretty much kind of hang with us, then that's fine. But if you did want to say anything, it's open, man. You know what I mean? But other than that, if not, I was gonna wrap it up real soon. Just wanted to keep it under an hour, but yeah, if anybody else wanted to kind of say anything, John Doe or anyone.
Yeah, definitely. Shalom, shalom, it's Rabbi Lewis. Hope everybody's having a blessed new year. I'm a published author as well. I just recently published my first book in print, maybe 2 weeks ago. You can find my work at Amazon.com, the bookstore. Just type my name in, Rabbi Lewis, Lewis, Rabbi Lewis. You can find my books. I have 3 books in print. Yeah, and that's pretty much it, man. Hope everybody's having a blessed new year, like I said, and yeah, peace, shalom.
Yeah, definitely. Peace, man. Cool, cool. Maybe you can help me out with some things too as well. I see that everyone kind of, not everyone, but I guess, this whole publishing thing, I'm noticing like, it's like a little side hustle. When I put out now, you say?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I posted my number in the chat, not in the YouTube chat. I mean in here in the Hangout chat, and take my number down, brother Sorrell. Anybody wants to talk, just take my number down and give me a call.
Definitely, most definitely give you a call too, man. So thank you, Rabbi Lewis. I appreciate you too, man. Like I said, I appreciate anybody that's definitely willing to help. I don't take any of that lightly at all. But yeah, like I said, I'm excited, man. Like I really am, and even when it comes to just how I was just kind of recently, talking to, a few, professing Hebrew brothers, I'm starting to notice that a lot of the arguments that they bring is the same. And, even when I was talking to, I think it was Gorilla Hebrew, it's really like the same stuff. If you look on something called Solar Mind Debate League, you'll see a very recent debate that I had. Probably a lot of y'all didn't know, but he's actually, the head of an actual sect, an actual, Hebrew Israelite denomination. It's called the Sakari, ironically. And, perhaps maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll talk about that a little bit more in the future. But what I would encourage all y'all to do is go on to Solar Mind Debate League and simply look for Gorilla Hebrew and So Real. And you'll see a very interesting debate I did with him. And it was basically called, do your beliefs reflect Christ's teachings? And, one thing I definitely would love to, kind of talk about even more, maybe is just that, does your denomination reflect Christ's teachings? Because if you kind of think about it, everyone right now, on the sound of my voice, should just type in the Sakari and the Zealots. If you just go ahead and just do a brief history look at the Sakari, you would really have to ask yourself, is that, the type of people that Jesus said to go out into the world and to preach the gospel? Is that what the people in the New Testament were called? Were they called the Sicarii, or were they called Christians? And if they weren't called the Sicarii, then you have to ask yourself, why would that name be there? And for you to actually operate under that. So like I said, that's all I'm gonna say. But if you do your history on just who the Sicarii is, you will really start scratching your head and be like, yo, that's not what that's not nothing like Jesus. And so I'm trying to wake people up to see, like, yes, cults are cults. They don't even know that they're cults a lot of times. And so yeah, I mean, just definitely look up the man, Adonis Glad, aka Gorilla Hebrew. Very interesting conversation. And also just another conversation I had the other day on Mama Cherry, what's going on? I see you. Just another conversation I had on Mama Cherry's Hangout the other day. I think it was a guy named Malakia Israel. And as I was talking to him, and I swear this is something that I would say in a conference or something at a church. His mind was taken. Literally. I'm going to upload the clip. It's a 25-minute clip. It'll be uploaded later on tonight. But if you look, his mind was taken. I would literally read to him a passage that said that the Gentiles would, go ahead through the gates of the city. And, his name is Malakia. And he would literally say, well, the Bible does not say that the Gentiles would go through the gates of the city. And it got so bad that I actually had to get him to read the verse. And, it was so bad that I actually forgot what he said after that. I think he said something that had nothing to do with the verse. He just went back to saying how salvation is only for Israel. That is mind control. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? That is mind control at its finest. Matter of fact, I think that's what I'll call the video. So that way you guys can see for yourself. And the reason why I'm doing this is because by the end of the video, I want people to really look and be like, yo, is that the way you want to walk in Christ? To the point where you are taught something so much that it could literally say the opposite in the Bible, and you still believe this stuff? Like, there's something wrong with that. I can understand if we have, we'll read scriptures and, I'm sure there's 1,000 interpretations of things. But look, black and white is black and white. 1 + 1 is 2. 25-minute conversation. It was bad. It was really bad. There's a lot of things in there that you will see that actually show what a cult-like mentality can produce. And so this is a reason why, we're trying to go ahead and really, have these dialogues with people, is because to wake them up, and also for it to be an example, so you can go ahead and share that link to other people, so that way they could come to their senses. Just like Luke 15 with the prodigal son, where he came to his senses. So yeah, definitely, just definitely trying to even go about things a little bit more differently, and even in debates and stuff. And of course, I don't do it as much anymore because, hey, I'm trying to, go in a different direction of things, and, but yeah, if you guys definitely, want to, see a lot more just teaching, please, please definitely let me know some things you definitely want me to touch on. Yeah, other than, timeout. Before I was just about to go, but it seems like we got something in the chat. Let me see. Oh, okay, no, he's talking about something else totally different. Yeah, that's another thing about I see someone Rainbow 103. That's another thing that I see a lot of Hebrew movements kind of do. In my opinion, they pretty much take everything and it's wrong calendar that we use today. Now we have to go by Hebrew calendar and all this other stuff. you know, all right, Servant of Christ going to be out. I understand, man. Thank you for the congrats, and blessings to you and your ministry, man. If you guys haven't, please subscribe to Servant of Christ Ministries. This dude does some good teachings. His most recent teaching was on prayer. Something that I'm glad I'm doing a lot more. We definitely need to do that more. I think early church father said that the true theologian prays. So, it's been about, I don't know, maybe maybe almost an hour now. When can I get a copy of your book? Okay, well, I'll say this once. I'll say it one more time, and because I guess we're going to wrap up here. I'm going to try to have my book in the digital whatever, sometime in mid-February, right? But yeah, sometime in mid-February, I'm definitely going to have the book. But other than that, I just wanted to, just give everybody a happy New Year shout out. Just let y'all know some things that I'm gonna be up to, some moves I'm gonna be making. They'll just involve you all. So just definitely join me in the journey. And hopefully, maybe during the late summer, maybe I'll be able to meet up with one of y'all. Maybe we'll be able to all meet up or something like that. I don't know. Other than that, if anybody else has anything else to say, I'm just gonna just wrap it up and things. And I just wanted to give a little brief hello and happy New Year, everybody. If anyone else got anything else to say,
Yeah, brother. I feel this very strong in my spirit, but don't be surprised if people in general be just kind of calling you and say, hey, can you give us like a teaching series on this Hebrew Israelite information. I really see you being a great teacher in this with this whole entire information, and just doing a series truly interesting. Just want to say as are opposed to you because you didn't this just to write a book or two. I mean, it's be profoundly powerful in people's lives, and just don't be surprised when
oh,
people
you know
start
what?
calling on you and say, yo, brother, can you
Just
come to
hold
my
on,
teach
just a
my
second.
staff and teach,
Oh, Raquel,
my
Raquel.
congregation, about what you know about
Oh,
this man.
hello, Miss
You
Raquel.
know,
Hello, Miss Raquel. Cherry Love says in the chat, that you're
yep.
breaking up. Yeah, she said you're breaking up a bit.
You guys can't hear me. I'm sorry. Still breaking up?
Okay, you're clear now.
Okay, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Don't get Sprint. Terrible signal and service. But I was just saying that, repeat briefly that because of the information that you know about this stuff, don't be surprised if ministry leaders pull on you and do a teach a series, do a series with my leadership and do a series with my congregation about what you know. I really see you being pulled on by different, ministries for that. So just don't be surprised or opposed to, just the open doors that God has for you, man. I really see profoundly, powerfully in this. So I just wanted to let you know I felt that in my spirit. Just want to let you know.
Definitely will be keeping all that in mind. I just really, really appreciate y'all. Really do. Anyone else? All right. Well, if that's about it, then I just wanted to, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap it up, y'all. But happy New Year to everybody. I wish, God's greatest blessings on y'all. Whatever it is that you want to set out to do this year, do it. go all out for it. You know what I mean? It's whatever is in you, whatever God put in you to do. This is definitely a year to do it. You know what I mean? There's nothing more beautiful than really bearing fruit, and to really just kind of cause some real change. And of course to have fun on the side. But yeah, other than that, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. Make sure you eat right, sleep right, exercise right. You know what I mean? Keep your face in prayer. Definitely continue to, just definitely be a light and just find a need and meet it. Help as many as people as you can. And of course, you know, have as much fun as you can, because you only live once, right? Oh man, we got Mary Benet. Shoot, yeah, you gotta go back and listen. It's all good. It's all good. Mary Benet. Oh my gosh, she is somebody that has definitely reached out to me in my email and has helped me a lot. It's actually because of her that I actually got to do a IUIC video called "Gifts from a Cult." Because she definitely gave me some good information to share. It was pretty funny how I made it. But anyway, I love you too. I love you too, Miss Mary, Mama Mary. Thank y'all for definitely listening today. If you guys want to reach me at ssoreal@gmail.com. Other than that, I wish guys blessings on y'all. And let's definitely have a beautiful, fruitful year, no matter what that may look like. Thank you guys, and peace and blessings, y'all. All right. Peace. Let's see, take this off air. Oh, there it is.